Hello everyone, welcome to MeroSiksha. I'm Vivechana Sharma. So by viewing this, you might have already guessed what are we going to discuss today. So yes, we are going to discuss the reported speech today, and the ideas and the information that I am going to provide today is entirely based on the contents that you will get to see in the contents of class 10. So yeah, we are going to begin a grammar section, and to be particular, we are going to discuss about the reported speech of the grade 10. So you might have already known what reported speech is and what is the idea of this. So the idea is you are not much new to this reported speech, right? So also let me begin. So now the question is, what is reported speech? So yeah, so talking about a reported speech, it is a way to share something that was said by you or someone else. So to understand this reported speech in a very simple form, you are reporting something that has been said by you or somebody else to someone or somebody else previously. So you are reporting the information that has already been said by either you or somebody else. So yeah, so whenever we report information said by either you or somebody else, we can report it in two different ways. So you can also see here in the slides, that is, I've also mentioned over here that we report what people say in two ways. Number one is direct speech and another one is indirect speech. So now let us talk about what is direct speech and what is indirect speech. So talking about the direct speech, it is a way of to share somebody's message in an exact form. So whenever we are presenting the ideas in a direct speech form, we are not modifying or we are not manipulating the information said by somebody else. So no changes occur whenever we are reporting in a direct speech format. For example, here the example reads, I work from home these days, said Yanjal. So here, this one is the direct speech. So here, what is the information said by Yanjal? The information said by Yanjal is, he works from home these days. So while reporting, we are not changing it. So yeah, so you can also see the another idea, that is, here we put these words inside the quotation marks. So whenever we are reporting the information said by somebody else in a direct speech form, we put their ideas or the information inside the quotation marks. So just like here, you can see over here. So why are we doing this? We are presenting the ideas in a quotation mark to say that the message has been repeated without any changes as well. Similarly, let us talk about the indirect speech now. So what is indirect speech? You guys are much more familiar on this topic as well, but also I am raising a question to you all. So what is indirect speech? So yeah, it's quite opposite than that of the what direct speech is. So indirect speech means sharing someone's information by bringing changes. So what sort of changes? You are not bringing change on any sorts of ideas or any sorts of details, but the changes are based entirely on the tenses, pronouns, adverbs, or the time and place expressions. So you share the information said by someone, but you are not presenting the information said by someone in exact words. Rather, you are changing. And what sort of change you are making? You are not changing the idea, or you are not changing the information presented by them to you, but rather changes occurs in the tenses or the pronouns or the adverbs, the time and place expressions. For example, so here in the direct speech, I had presented you an example of what Yanjal said. So in the direct speech, Yanjal said that I work from home these days. So if I am to present it in a direct form, I'll be presenting it into a quotation mark as well. But if I have to present this idea in an indirect form, then I'll be bringing shortened changes on the tenses as well. So here I have the example here, So here I have said Yonjal said that he worked from home those days. So here the change, as I am reporting what Yonjal said, here I brought changes in the pronouns as well. I've also brought changes in the tense as well. I've also brought changes in the expressions as well. So whenever, so in a very simple term, talking about direct speech is the way of presenting someone's information in an exact way without any sorts of changes. But when it comes to the indirect speech, you are presenting the ideas said by somebody else to you, or the information said by you to someone else, by bringing certain necessary changes. And the changes are not in the idea, but the changes focuses majorly on the pronouns or the tenses or the time and place expressions. So now let us move to the another idea. So now let us talk something more about the indirect speech. So talking about the indirect speech, so in indirect speech we focus more on content of what someone said. So whenever we are presenting ideas in indirect speech, we are not focusing on who said it, but rather we are focusing on a content. So what people said is much more important rather than who said over here. So here the structure of the reported clause also depends on whether the speaker is reporting a statement or a question or a command. So that is, so whenever we are reporting the idea said by somebody else, so it is not that a person always presents the information to you in a statement only, right? So somebody might be sharing information in a question form as well, or also in an imperative sentence as well. So being based on the idea presented either in a statement or in an interrogative form or in a command form, that is imperative sentences, we will be bringing change in indirect speech, or we will bring change in the structure of the reported speech. So while we report a statement, so now in this slide I'll be focusing majorly on what are to be considered whenever we are bringing change in a statement, or whenever we are changing the indirect speech, or we are focusing on the statements. So while we report statements, it consists of the reporting clause and that clause. So whenever we are changing the statement presented by somebody else to other people, we will be reporting that presenting that clause. So I'm talking about this entirely being based on the statements, okay? So whenever the statement, normal idea, that is, statement refers to the normal sentence, the affirmative sentence is presented to you. Whenever you are reporting the affirmative sentence is presented to you to somebody else, you will be reporting it using that clause. So let us talk about the example over here. So here in the example, here the statement reads in the direct speech, Susan says, I will leave for Bhanu next week. So here we have this statement in direct speech format. Now whenever we are changing this particular statement into indirect form, make sure that you use that clause as well. The first and the foremost idea is, whenever you are changing direct speech, whenever you are writing in a indirect speech, you are supposed to remove the quotation mark as well, and after you remove the quotation mark, you are supposed to insert that clause as well. So, and then you'll be making the changes of the first pronouns, you'll be making changes in the tenses, you'll be making changes in the time and the place expressions as well. So here, as if I am asked to change this direct speech into indirect one, how I'm supposed to change? I'm supposed to present that as well. So here, Susan says that she will leave for Bhanu the following week. Here it is indirect. So while changing this statement into indirect, I added that clause. Also, I changed the pronouns. Also, I changed the time expressions as well. The next week is changed into the following week as well. So now let us move to the another idea, that is, what are we supposed to do, or what sort of changes are to be brought whenever we are changing direct speech into indirect speech. So let us focus particularly on the change of persons. So we all know that the presenting we will be presented, we all know that we have three different pronouns, that is first person, second person, and the third person one. So whenever we are changing, whenever we are reporting ideas, we are supposed to bring change in this persons as well. So talking about the first person, in which I, we, me, our, my, mine, myself falls, we change these all first person are changes according to the subject of the reporting verb. So whenever we change this first person being based on the subject of the reporting verb. So talking about the second person, we change second person being entirely based on the object of the reporting verb. So similarly, but the thing is, there is no change in the third person, that is, we will not be changing he, she, they, or them whenever we are reporting the ideas. So now I guess the chart will be illustrating you in a very proper way. So here we have a chart, and this chart is illustrating the change of the person being based on the context of a sentence. So here we have first person, second person, and the third person. So these are the persons, and then after we have the nominative, objective, possessive, reflexive, and also we have the singular as well as the plural form of this. So talking about the nominative, let me be very clear to you all. So do you know what nominative refers to? What do you mean by nominative? So yeah, nominative is the subject of the sentence. So here this I is a subject. If this I is supposed to appear as the subject of a sentence, so in a singular, first person singular form. But if the statement are presented in a plural, first person plural form, we are supposed to use we as a subject. Similarly, whenever we are presenting our ideas, focusing on the object of a sentence, we use this me. So that is objective refers to the object of a sentence. Object of the sentence. This in a singular form and this in a plural form. So moreover, whenever we are talking about the ideas, that is, if you are particularly focusing on that something belongs to us, if you are saying those ideas, then we are supposed to use my as well as mine. But the use of this differs, that is, we use my before noun and we use mine independently. Okay, so we use my before noun and we use this mine independently. So whenever we are indicating to something belongs to us, for example, if I say, if I am to use this my in order to indicate the possession, I'll be saying the book, this is my book. So here, so this is my book. Here this my is indicating the idea that this book belongs to me. We are using this my before noun. So but if I am to use mine, then I will be writing, as I already mentioned that mine is supposed to use independently, I will be writing the book is mine. So what I'm saying here, I'm saying that the book is mine. So the sentence that I wrote previously was also talking about it was also presenting the sense of possession, the sense of belongingness, but we use it in a different context. So yeah, this is how it works. So now moving on to the reflexive form. So when we use reflexive persons, we use reflexive when the subject and the object of a sentence are same. So moving on to the next row. So here these are the singulars, these are the plurals. So yeah, these are the singular, these are the plural. So yeah, we use we as a subject whenever we are talking in a plural form. We use us as our us whenever we are talking about something and we are mentioning it in an object form. We use our and ours whenever we are talking about, we are indicating that something belongs to us in a plural form, in a plural form. So our is used before noun and ours are used independently. So we talk about this ourselves whenever we are presenting the ideas, indicating that the subject and the object are same. So similarly, the same goes with the second person as well. You and the your, yours, yourself and the yourself. This is used in a singular form and this yourself is used in a plural form here. So now same goes with this idea, this third person. He, see, it in a singular form. So he, see, it, whenever we are presenting it in a subject form, we use he, see, it. And if we are indicating it in an object form, we are supposed to use him, her, it. So if we are presenting that something belongs to us, we are supposed to use his, her, its, or if his in the context of this sense of belongingness, this his is used independently as well as along with the noun. But here talking about the her, this her is used before noun, but hers is used independently. So same goes with the other, the its, it, as well as the their and theirs. So the use of his and the its are quite similar. So and yeah, the reflexive form, we use himself, herself, itself and themselves whenever the subject and the object is same. So let us I hope I made you guys the chart clear as well. So let us move to the another form. So now let us know whenever we are supposed to change these pronouns as well. So here the statement reads, the first person remains the same if the subject of the reporting speech is first person. So when you receive first person in your reported speech, first person, that is I, in your reported speech, it remains same whenever you are changing it in an indirect form. So that is, you are not supposed to change this I whenever you are changing it into a indirect form. If you receive first person pronoun in a direct form, you are not supposed to change. You are supposed to keep it same. You are supposed to place it as usual. So you will be writing, I said that I had finished my work. You are supposed to change, you bring shift in the tenses, but you are not supposed to change this first person idea. So moving on to the next idea, that is we generally changes to they if the subject of the reporting verb is third person. Remember, we change this we into they. We is changed into they if subject of the reporting verb is third person. So that is, here C is the third person, right? So whenever, if you are provided the statement that is we won the game in a direct form, we are supposed to change this we into they, because here this idea, the subject here is a third person. So this is how it works. So we change into they if the subject of the reporting is in a third person. So the idea is, she said we won the match. If it is a direct, if it is in a direct form, we are supposed, whenever we are writing it into indirect form, we are supposed to write, she said that they had won the game. So there will be changes, there will be shift in the tenses as well, but most importantly, you should be also focusing on the change in the persons as well. So let us move to the another idea, that is, so what happens when you receive these or these? So if this or these is used as a pronoun in a sentence, this changes to it and these changes to they. As we all know, this indicates the singular form and this to the plural form. So here, whenever these or these are used as a pronoun in a sentence, this changes to it and these changes to they or either them in a reported speech. So moving on to the next, if this or these is used as an adjective, if it is used as pronoun, we are supposed to change it into it, this to it, they to them. In the case of this, bring pronoun. But if these or these appears as is used as an adjective, if this or these is used as an adjective, then it changes to the in the reported speech. So okay. So now let us move to the another idea. So as we already talked about the changes in a person, let us talk about the change in a tense as well. So we usually put the reporting verb in a past tense because we are reporting the idea or the information that is said by you or somebody else previously. So we are reporting something that has already been happened in the past. So we put reporting verb in a past tense. So we may put I asked or she said, they told us or he suggested or the vice versa. So now the tenses of the direct speech are changed into indirect speech as follows. So not only there are the changes in the person, but also there are changes in the tenses as well. So talking about the simple present tense, we change simple present tense to simple past. So here the statement reads, Khushi said, I go to school every day by bus. Here the statement is in a direct form. So if the statement provided to you, the direct statement or the is provided to you is in a simple present form, whenever we are changing that or you are changing it in the indirect form, you are supposed to change it in a simple past form. That is, Khushi said that. Whenever you should not be forgetting that you are also supposed to add that, because this is the statement and you should, as you are reporting, that clause is important. And now you are also supposed to bring change in the pronoun as well, and then you will be changing the tense as well. This go changes to went, as I already mentioned. Whenever if the sentence is provided to you in a simple present form, it changes into a simple past form, and then you will be writing the rest of the sentence. So if the sentence provided to you is Khushi said I go to school every day by bus is a direct speech, in a direct statement, then you will be changing that into indirect by presenting the idea that Khushi said that she went to school every day by bus is the indirect one. Thank you.